Drake could have paid someone to do it, right? Which is just crazy how they talk about this man's name. Crazy. Dominating chain.
I snatch that nigga chain if I seen him right now.
Because Lakers were given the opportunity, they were given the cause, and still lost by 23 points. Shit, get that out of here. Get that out of here. Bullshit. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. Shut up. Mitch Robinson. Mitch Robinson.
Doodle garbage. Yeah, that's all what he said. Like, it's stupid.
Welcome to the Take It To Go podcast, where we give our takes on the go. I am with my co-host Kenny. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As y'all know, we're going to get into some sports, we're going to get into some music, and then we're just going to get into some general topics.
And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody.
That bullshit. No, I'm fucking with you. Oh, man. Kenny. So much has happened since our last episode. Oh, and by the way, make sure y'all check out episode 2. It just dropped on the channel about 24 minutes ago. So make sure y'all click on that as well. Make sure y'all like, comment, share. Stick around to the end of the video, especially because we will be having some giveaways. But other than that, let's get into today. So there's been a lot happening since our last episode. I mean, where do you want to start? We can go basketball, we can go music, general, like where you want to start? There's just so much going on right now.
Oh, I've been traveling on this road too long. I'm just trying to find my way back home.
Yeah.
But the gold is dead or gone.
Yeah.
Dead or gone.
Yeah.
Man, my boy LeBron.
Woo.
My boy LeBron.
Let's talk about it,
It's
man. Let's talk about it.
I mean, look, for one, it's a very sad day in the world. You know, the GOAT, the king, he's not in the playoffs anymore. You know, ended up getting swept
Yeah.
by, the defending champs, OKC.
No.
You know, granted he didn't have Luca, which would have made a big difference, and they probably would have won the series if they did have Luca. But with having to rely on Austin Reeves, who did all right, but
Yeah.
the most disgusting person on the fucking team, DeAndre Ayton, or as he just got a new chain, dominating Ayton, that fucking bullshit. We had to rely on this motherfucker who at halftime had 4 points and 2 rebounds. I mean, I don't know if anybody could win with somebody like that, with your center playing like that, and your backup center at halftime had 10 points and 3 rebounds. And like JJ couldn't even play DeAndre Ayton during the second half. He couldn't even play him. And it's just so disrespectful for them to give that effort when you're around greatness, you're around the king, and you just play like, just dog shit. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I feel you.
it's a sad day.
Oh, man. I mean, yeah. Um, to show off online. So post this chain you just bought. What does it say? Dominating?
Dominating.
Dominating chain.
Ooh. I snatch that nigga chain if I seen him right now.
Dominating chain. Right
Who is he dominating?
before you buy the chain and then you post it right before game 4, where you go on to score 4 points and what was it, 3 rebounds? I saw
half.
Oh, okay. Well, I know he ended with only 3 rebounds, right? I'm pretty sure he didn't get no more
Um,
boards
so he ended up with six points
and
and
three
three
rebounds.
rebounds.
Yeah. So
I
I
mean,
seen a
god damn.
picture online of him hanging with like some it was either some Bloods or Crips or something out in LA.
He what?
And yeah, and they said this they said this is why Aiton ain't been playing good because he been hanging with us. That's what the dude had posted, and he was posted up with Aiton. I also seen another clip. I don't know if this one's real, but he was like last so the night before the game 4 he was like up all night on a Discord with somebody. um oh man, dominating. That is probably the worst timing that he could have posted that fucking chain.
I mean,
That
you're
is the
down
worst
0-3.
timing. Down
You're
oh
down
03
0-3, and you ain't been dominating nobody.
You ain't been
You've been getting
dominating a damn
dominated.
thing. He has not been dominating a damn thing. Oh man. Yeah, he's oof, man.
He has to go. He got to get off the fucking team. I mean, granted,
Yeah.
LeBron James might not be there, but fucking DeAndre Ayton, he has to go. He's unplayable. JJ Redick going back to his bench. We caught him on camera, literally saying, "I can't play this guy." That's how like trash you are. You fucking trash. I mean, like it just don't make no fucking sense. He can't even catch the damn ball. He
Who the
couldn't catch a cold in the wintertime.
yeah. I mean, yeah, he's definitely gone. Um, How do you feel about Austin Reeves?
I mean, granted, I'll give him a little grace just because I know he was coming off an injury. Probably wasn't 100% or, just got back in the rhythm. But I mean, we definitely needed more. Uh, we definitely needed more. I felt like during these last like 2, 3 games, I felt like he switched his energy into looking for fouls. And I I feel like that really set us back because every time he didn't get a call, he throw his hands. He acting like Luke out there. He's throwing his hands up, crying to the ref, and it's just like that's not helping nobody. Like, okay, we understand Shea is a foul baiter, and it's a like the NBA league and the refs ain't in cahoots to trying to make Shea look better than what he is. We everybody understands that. We everybody got eyes. We can see that. But you're not gonna get the same call Shea gonna get. And it's just it is what it is. We gotta play through it. And you over there looking for calls, you're not gonna get them. You just like it just is what it is. You're not gonna get them. So that crying and bullshit ain't gonna work.
So, your take on Shay is absolutely horrendous. And I pray that you watch more basketball because the fact that the Lakers had on what was it? It wasn't game 4, it was game 3 right after Austin Reeves goes to huddle up to the refs to bitch and moan about calls that the team's not getting. Like, I've never seen that in my life. A whole team huddled around the refs to try and, I don't know what the plan was. I don't know if they were trying to give them a game plan or I don't know what was said, but it just looked atrocious. And then to come
I've never
out the
seen
next
anybody who
game,
never
and
got
then to
touched to
come
get
out,
foul
and
calls
then to
like
come
Shea do.
out, and then to come out in the very next game and shoot 15 more free throws. Lakers were granted 15 more free throws than OKC. OKC had, I think OKC had 13 and the Lakers had 25, and yet the Lakers still lost by 23 points. I don't want to hear no talk about free throw or foul baiting unless your argument is going to be one particular call. I don't want to hear it because Lakers were given the opportunity, they were given the calls and still lost by 23 points. Shai didn't
Okay,
even
so so
play.
so
Shai
so
didn't
look.
even have. Shai didn't even have great games from game 1 through 3. He didn't even have great games. He stayed under 25 points. He was locked up the whole night. He was double teamed the whole night, and he couldn't get much going. So I don't want to hear
Mhm.
nothing about
Yeah,
Shai. Lakers
yeah,
need to
right,
fucking hoop.
right. All I know, you need to hop off that man because let me riddle you something. Let me riddle you something. Over the last 2 seasons, how many free throws attempts do you think Shea has? You probably don't know. He has 2,567 free throws. Do you know how much he leads by? You
How
know
much?
who's in second place?
Let me guess, Luca.
892. He leads by 892 free throw attempts. Fouls drawn over the last 2 seasons, 1,696. You know how much he leads by? 198. So
That
if
just means he's
if,
playing more
if
physical.
right, so if the stats don't speak to you, and you can't get it through your head that obviously he's, I mean, the foul merchant. He's a foul king at this point. Then I don't know what will. Everybody got Stevie Wonder could see he over there foul baiting, but clearly you can't. You know,
Brother, everybody is going
hey,
to
how you doing?
everybody is going to the same thing that uh you're fouling Shea for is the same thing that your goats got known for. James Harden.
Oh my gosh.
That's the same thing he got known for. And
What?
by the way, wherever you get your stats from, I hope you stop getting it from there because I was just completely wrong. Shea has 1,283 free throw attempts, and the next person under Shea is first though. Shea is first, but the next
Clearly.
person under is only a little bit over 100 less, and they're at 1,102. And do you know who the second person is?
Oh,
Your GOAT. The dude you back up every single season, no matter how shitty he plays in the playoffs. No matter how bad
I
he plays in the playoffs, you back this man up every single motherfucking season. But you are not going to sit here and acknowledge that he is
hey,
second place. So, whatever you got to say about Shea, look in the mirror, buddy, because that applies to James Harden as well.
right. I don't know where you getting your stats from because my stats are correct.
No, your
So,
stats are ass. I'm getting it from the
right.
actual website. 1,102 free throw attempts, James Harden, in the last 2 years.
Mm, mm, okay.
Yeah,
Right. I think
yeah.
I'm right, but okay.
Okay.
So, you know, I mean,
And by the way, since you want to talk about special treatment, players are getting special treatment. That's a perfect segue because there's no one getting more special treatment than another one of your little favorites, and that's Wemby.
special treatment. What
Do you
special
want to
treatment
start
he getting?
off? Okay.
What
So
special treatment he getting?
the fact that he elbowed Nas Reed with clear intent in the neck. Okay, they don't suspend him. Okay, fine. But not even a fine? He doesn't even get charged at all? it sets the worst precedent that you can possibly think of because now some coach can take a player off the bench, tell him, "Hey, go hit Wemby in the fucking temple." And then what?
I mean, well,
What
we ain't
happens?
got Ron
What
Artest
happens?
out there no more.
What happens? What happens when that does happen? A player gets hurt, but the same treatment isn't given out. What happens if Wemby's elbow was just a little more higher and it hits Nas Reed in the temple and gives him a concussion? What happens then? It
Well,
is the
if was a
most.
fifth, we will all be drunk. So, and clearly we ain't drunk. So I don't want to hear about these ifs, ands, and buts about it. Hey,
It is the nastiest, most egregious I have ever seen. It is the most disgusting favoritism I have ever seen towards a player. Because
disgusting favoritism.
if anybody else did that, they would be suspended.
I mean, why hasn't Shea
Speaking
been
of
getting fined for
speaking of
flopping? All the
speaking
flopping
of
when he don't even get touched, and they
oh
haven't even
bullshit,
fined
get
him
that
not
out of here,
even
get that
once.
out of here, bullshit,
They
get
haven't
that out of
fined him
here,
not even
get that
once.
out of here, shut up.
He's looking for fouls. He's not even looking to
Mitch
score the ball.
Robinson posted a fucking IG picture and got a fine. Jaylen Brown talked about the refs and got a $50,000 fine. Draymond has done shit less than what Wemby has done and has gotten suspended 3-4 games, 2-3 games,
Well,
and
Draymond
a
was kicking
fine.
people in the
No,
nuts.
shut up.
He was kicking
And a
people in the
fine,
nuts.
and a fine. And then, since we're talking about elbows, there's another famous elbow. I know you know who I'm talking about, played for the Lakers. There's another famous elbow that happened. And when it happened, he got a 7-game suspension and a
Well,
fine.
that was to the temple. So
But for Wemby, it gets nothing. And why? It is the nastiest favoritism I've ever seen. And boy, he better hope that the Timberwolves are not going to come with that same energy. Because let me tell you, if I'm Timberwolves, I'm looking at it. If I'm a player on the bench, I'm looking at it like, well, fuck it. If I'm the coach, I'm looking at it like, well, fuck it. Go out there and hurt the nigga then. If that's the precedent we're setting, then let's set it. It's absolutely disgusting. The NBA needs more backbone. And like we were talking about last episode with these money grabs, this just speaks more to it. It's getting downright disgusting.
I mean, he gonna that's what he gonna do against Shea. He gonna throw a fucking elbow right in his fucking face. That's what he gonna do. He came to fucking play and win. He not with all that bitching and crying and stuff. He throwing
Yeah,
bows. What you
yeah,
want him to do? He the new
yeah,
face of the league,
yeah.
not Shea. That's
And when
Wemby,
and
the
when and
alien.
when and when
You ever got hit
somebody
with an
throws one
alien
his
elbow?
way, and
You
and
ever got hit with
and
an alien elbow?
And I don't know if Wemby
Right.
is going to be the face anymore because the PR he's been getting lately is horrendous. There is literally no one agrees with him not getting a fine and not getting
They
suspension.
love that.
I know you want to be a fanboy right now, but when you're looking at it objectively, he should 100% either have a fine or have a suspension or have both. It's egregious that there was nothing caught on it, and just about anybody who knows anything about basketball or watches basketball 1,000% agrees. I've not seen one person saying otherwise.
Hey, well, when you great, things tend to, fall in your favor. And I
Uh,
mean, you know this like with Shay. I mean, he get all these calls
no.
with, they breathe on
That's
him,
such
and he gets a
such
foul. Like, hey,
that is
you know
such
how
a
it go, bro.
terrible comparison. That is probably the
Wink, wink,
shittiest. That's
wink,
probably
wink. You know what's up,
the
bro?
that is probably the dumbest take you've probably had. Your meat riding fanboyish ways are stopping you from
Woo.
thinking about this or processing it in any sort of way. Other than that,
Okay,
Wemby should be fined and suspended at least 1 game.
I got Spurs in 6 against OKC, so that's how that's gonna go.
I hope
So
Timberwolves win, and I think it'll still go to Game 7. But well, I already said that I was rooting for Timberwolves before this matchup even started, but I'm still pushing for Timberwolves, and I still think Timberwolves can do it, even with Wemby playing. I think the Timberwolves can do it. Ant has been on fire lately. Nas Reed is getting up and getting boards. Gobert's been he's been a lockdown
I've been doing this
defender.
time.
Um, so I think Timberwolves can
Io.
pull it out by Game 7. Can we talk about how crazy you switched up on your guy though?
Oh, nah, man. I ain't never switched up
Yeah,
on my man.
that's crazy. You ain't even call him Ant Man during this whole talk we've been having about Timberwolves and Spurs. You have not mentioned a word about him. You ain't say nothing positive about
Well,
him
we
or
was talking about
nothing.
Wembanyama. We've been talking about Wembanyama.
All you could think
He
of
didn't.
was that Frenchman. That's all you could think of.
He,
That's all your brain.
wee wee, wee wee.
You
But I
showed up
mean,
on
we
your
were,
boy.
Ant Man didn't get elbowed. So,
Oh my goodness, bruh.
so
Um,
I mean, he's still that dog, and I really wouldn't be mad if the Timberwolves won or the Spurs. They both my teams. Ant Man, that's my dog, and Wembanyama, that's my dog. So yeah, yeah, yeah. So
one thing, one thing I gotta say about Anthony Edwards, because um, I know I do flack him a lot. But one thing that I will say about him is that it is very impressive, and it's not something that I realized up until a couple of days ago. Um, he's on a 3 or 4 time Western Conference appearance, Western Conference um, um, finals for the
yeah,
playoffs.
yep.
What is it?
I've
His
been
fourth
there
year or
three
third
times in a
year?
row.
3 times in a row.
Third year, third year.
Very, very, very impressive. Um, and for him to not have any kind of, it's not like he has any other kind of star player next to him. I mean, he's definitely has guys that have been getting better and better and better and have been giving him a lot more help. Um, like we were just saying with Rudy, Rudy's been playing a lot better during the playoffs this year. So he's definitely had help. But for him to take this team 3 years in a row is very impressive. I will give him that.
And something else I would say, if he is, let's just, say, if he's able to win this championship, if he's able to go through the Denver Nuggets with Jokic, who people think is the best player in the world, go
Yeah.
through the Spurs with the new upcoming face of the league, and then to get past OKC, the defending champs, and to win the championship, this would have to be neck and neck. You could say this is probably the most difficult run to win the championship next to Dirk Nowitzki's championship.
Yeah. 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 I would agree. I would agree. Um,
Yeah, I
that
mean,
would
he'd
that
have to
would
get it. That's the
that would
definition of getting it out the mud.
that is the definition of getting out the mud, and for him to come off an injury and do this as well. Um, yeah, that would be something. Um, but I mean, I'm sure ratings and fans want to see Spurs versus OKC. Um, but I don't know, man. Maybe Anthony Edwards can pull this out. Um, but we'll see. I do agree, though. I think this would be right up there with Dirk's championship run. Um, but of course, even if he does get to the finals, he would have to get through, the Knicks and Jalen Brunson, who you could also argue if Jalen Brunson were to get it, probably not a Dirk run, but he would have a statue in New York. He would become the greatest Knicks player of all time. No question about it. Another thing that's interesting, by the way, Karl Anthony Towns has been to the conference finals 3 years in a row because he did it with Timberwolves. Then he went with the Knicks, and now he's back again with the Knicks. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Might be a hot take. This is a hot take, but I believe that Steph Curry and the Warriors will win a championship within these next 2 years. Um, I don't think
Shit.
that. I
I just
don't
burned
think.
myself. It's so hot.
I don't think you go out and you give Steve Kerr like the biggest
A
annual
2-year
coach
contract.
contract um, for y'all to not want to go and get another chip. I think I think that there's going to be some major reconstruction. There's going to be a lot of talks to be had. I don't think Draymond's going to be with the team anymore with the way Steve Kerr's been sounding and the way Draymond's been sounding and just that kind of whole organization as a whole. I don't think there will be a Draymond anymore. I think there's going to be a heavy reconstruction to build around Steph Curry. And I do believe in these next 2 years, Steph Curry will get another ring.
Um, I think it's possible he could get another ring. I mean, I think every team wants to get a championship. So yeah, I think that's very possible. I do agree. I think Draymond is out. And just regarding like his comments, him saying like Steve Kerr hindered his career, he, he he hindered his career into what he was gonna be. I mean, I think that's ludicrous at that point. I mean, you're a 4-time champion because of this man, and he excelled you in a role, that made you who you are, a Hall of Famer. Nobody's running plays for you. Like,
What
no.
Austin Rivers was
Rivers.
saying.
Oh yeah, I heard that. I wish we had like the transcript. But I mean, it's just like, yeah, nobody's running a play for you. Nobody is like afraid of you, Draymond, offensive. You play your role very good. You're in that Dennis Rodman category, and it's good. I mean, be happy. I mean, but to be throwing shade and slick talking, about Kerr, who's some other coach, I mean, you you wouldn't even be in the same position as you in right now without Steve Kerr.
Not even
So,
close. Not even close, man.
so I mean, I think you don't really say those comments and think you're going to be playing for that coach the next year. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't
So, like,
think so either.
like that last game, I brought up the fact that goddamn, Steve Kerr at the end of the game was like, I love you guys, but I don't know what's gonna happen after the season.
Yeah,
And I thought that was pretty strange. So
yeah. I think obviously the only person that's safe is Curry.
yeah,
I think everyone else is at risk.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, Todd should be the first to go. It's like you smoking
yeah.
crack. You want a big contract for what?
You want to what? You want how much? Yeah.
And
Do you
yeah,
have any predictions for
um,
this game?
for Game Five, Cavs and Detroit, or are you talking about Spurs and Timberwolves?
The no, we already did our predictions for that game. You're talking about Cavs.
Yeah. Well, Cavs, I think it goes to Game Seven. I think Detroit wins at home. Then I think Cavs win at home, and then it's gonna be decided in Game Seven.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I do agree with you on this game going to Game Seven. Um, I do believe the Pistons can. I do believe the Pistons can win in seven, and they will have to play the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals.
You believe
Um,
who's gonna win? Detroit.
yes, I do think Detroit will
Okay.
win. I do think Detroit will win. I would like to see Donovan Mitchell win and get to the Eastern Conference Finals. I would like to see that. I would like to see it for James Harden too. I don't know, man. Pistons play really good when they're down. They win a lot of the ugly games, which are gonna be the games that are gonna matter the most. So if it does get to a game seven, I think they can beat them.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see just how they've been playing on the road. The Cavs is just it's horrible, and so I see them. I do see the Pistons probably winning it. I
Yeah,
would love to see my boy, go to the finals and all that, but it's just not looking good. It's not looking good. So,
it's not.
but we will see. Um,
Did you have any more sports talk though before I wrap this up and move on? Now, have you been seeing the talks
yeah,
of
yeah, let's get to
the?
it. Let's get to it.
Well, I don't think I'm going where you think I'm going. I was going to get into these new AP Swatch collabs.
Oh,
have you
okay.
have you been seeing the talks about that?
So for one, I love this collab. I love the colorway. I love the prices. And I'm fucking sick and disgusted of these rappers. These like the black community, we have to do better as a
We do.
community. Cause why I only see black entertainers and famous people who quote unquote have money who are upset that they're doing this collab and they have somewhat reasonable prices for these AP watches. Talking about, oh, they trying to like Babyface had one of the stupidest takes on it. He was like, they doing this on purpose to fuck with the people who really got money and trying to make them look like the people who ain't got money got money. I'm like, that's just the stupidest take ever. They don't give a damn about y'all. They're like, they just making a product and y'all mad that it's affordable prices. Like, it's like you haven't seen one white person come out and say anything bad about it. Like is rappers, is DDG. It
I was just
doesn't
about to ask you if you saw what he had to say about it.
doodle garbage. Yeah, I saw what he said. Like it's stupid. It don't even make no sense. And it's like black people, we got to do better. We got to do better.
Um, so here's my take on it, right? It's like I kind of see both sides, right? So I can see where now, as far as what DDG said in particular, though, it was. Okay, so DDG had spoke on the fact that he doesn't even pay the retail store price. He pays a resale price, which is even more than the retail price. And I've seen people online saying this guy's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about because he's not a customer. Because DDG's whole point was that as a customer, he's upset. But people online were saying, well, you're an idiot because if you're paying the resale price, then you're not their customer, right?
Right.
But I don't think people really I think they're looking at it at just a base level and they're not really thinking about what he's saying, right? So he is 100% a customer because him buying it at the resale price, which is a lot more than the retail price, is giving more value to the brand itself, right? It's like trying to say that just because you bought a PlayStation off Facebook Marketplace and not through Sony doesn't means that you're not a Sony customer, you know? Like you're still 100% a Sony customer. In fact, you're probably even more of a customer because you bought it at the price that was way more than everybody else. Because when you got it, they didn't have it in stores, so you had to pay the $900. You had to pay the $1,500 instead of the $1,000 price or the $700 price. So I think people going around with that take aren't really looking at it deeper than just the surface level. But people saying that people enjoying the fact that we're about to have AP that is reasonable. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's nothing wrong with anything you're saying about it. I think everything you're saying about it is 100% facts. It is about time that the people had a more reasonable price for an AP watch. And this Swatch collab provides that opportunity for people like us to be able to own an AP watch, right? But I can also see it on a collector's point of view because with these watches, you will be lowering the value of the brand because yes, you're going to make a lot of money off these. You 100% are. But it would be different if these watches were limited. Like if they only made 1,000 of them, right? That would be a whole lot different. But because this is going to be a mass production, I do get what people like. If you've invested the hundreds of thousands into these watches as a collector with plans on reselling them, all those plans go down the drain because the value is going to be a lot less than what it would have been. But one thing I will say though is, well, I don't know if I can say this because I'm not them, but I feel like if you are a watch collector and you have spent all this money on these APs, I don't really see too many people that have plans to sell them. I feel like there are more things to collect than things to sell. But like I said, I don't think that's my place because you know what I'm saying? I'm not a watch collector. I don't know how that market moves. I, you know, like I don't have hundreds of thousands in watches, so I can't really speak on that. Um, but I will
So
say
I mean,
I see both sides. That's all I'm saying.
so two things real quick. So I do disagree with you on as far as DDG being a customer. I mean, you said it before I had a chance to say he's a collector. He's not a customer. He's a collector, and that's what he does. Is I guess collect the AP watches, and I mean, I think that's fine, but it's like at the end of the day, you don't have to buy the watch. And then just with the price thing that you were saying, the price will go up once the watch is discontinued. Will there be more of these watches out there? Yeah. But this collab ain't gonna be forever. So it's just price will go up eventually. And it's just like it's just gonna be a timeless piece, I think. Um and at the end of the day, it doesn't affect anybody who is into AP watches. It doesn't hurt them. You don't have to get these watches. And it's just I don't get what like what's the uproar with all these rappers. Is just like, okay, like you mad because now somebody who works a regular job could afford an AP watch? Like it's it's just ridiculous to me. So, but I love
Um,
it.
so I will say, in defense to them, it will not that it will hurt them, but if you are someone who has collected hundreds of thousands of these, then and let's just say you had plans on reselling them later as they get more and more value, then yeah, it does hurt you because with these watch collabs, the brand of AP itself, its value, the value of one watch will not be the same as it was before the collab because now you have these watches that are only $500. And like I said, it's not like it's a limited release. So it's not like the value of these swatch collabs. Let's just say when it's all said and done and they're done mass producing and they've already sold millions and billions of these watches, the watches aren't going to have any
I don't think
value.
they're gonna sell that
Um,
many though. I think it'll be
well,
enough, but
they haven't, the fact that they have not gave a number on the release of them means that they plan on mass producing them. Otherwise, they would have just came straight out with the number. And the fact that it's going to be mass produced means that there's not going to be any value in these watches beyond just you getting them at the first release. There's not going to be any real value in them at all.
I
Um,
mean, I
and
think at the immediate future, no, but in like 10 years, yeah, they'll be valuable. I mean, it's still an AP watch, and it's like in 10 years, it's not gonna be that many out there. I mean, the price is still gonna go up with time. I mean, watches always go up in price over time. So it's just
not all of them.
like, yeah, it's not gonna decrease. The value is never gonna decrease. So, I mean, they're only gonna get harder and harder to find over time.
The value
So,
only increases when it's such a limited amount. When it's on a massive scale, then it will only decrease. Like, for example, right? Um, for example, I'm gonna go back to PlayStation because it's just such an easy example. PlayStation 5, when it first dropped and you could barely get one and they were at limited stores, you could resell them for 800, 900, 1,000, almost 1,500. You could almost get someone to pay 2,000 to get one. Once they start massively coming out and they're at every single store, then after a year, it's like, well, now you can probably get one for 400. Then after another year, now you can get one for 300. And I'm sure when the next six comes out, you can probably get a PS5 for only 200.
well, I don't
And
think I get what you're saying, but I don't think that's the correct analogy because that just deals with supply and demand. Like
but if they're releasing this on a
these
massive
watches,
scale, though, if they're releasing it on a
but
massive scale, then
yeah,
it
but
would.
like with these watches or the other AP watches, it's a small demand. It's a demand for certain watches, but it's from like particular people, certain groups, but the price still does increase. With the PlayStation analogy, it's just there was little supply but high demand.
Right.
And as we see now with the PlayStation, I mean, retail price is actually higher than the original retail price that it is now. And but that's basically because of certain parts. So
I was about to say, but those are two different those are two different PlayStations because the first one came out was just the regular PS5. Now you got the upgraded PS5 that they're charging more for. But if you were to go and get the original, you're gonna get it for less than what the original retail was for it.
I mean,
But the
I would
thing
say
with
like a
these
better analogy would
watches,
be like certain shoes. Like I mean Jordans, for instance, like, certain collabs with Travis Scott or, certain Kobe's and all that. I mean, yeah, it's a limited
that's a good
supply, so
example.
the demand is high.
But
So like I said,
but
I agree.
but there won't be a real limited supply. As far as we know of, they have not said anything about a limited supply. And these things come out in, I think, a couple of days. Actually, people have already been getting some of theirs already. So, as far as we know of, there is no limited anything. So, they're doing this on a very massive scale. And then some news just broke earlier that the watch is going to be a detachable. The watch is going to be detachable and can be worn as a lanyard. Um, which is very unique and very intuitive. Um, but everybody walking around with APs on their neck, yeah. Um, AP itself is going to make billions from this because you're giving access to the everyday working man. So they're gonna make billions off this for sure. Um, as far as what the value will be for their more limited watches, I really don't know how that's gonna play into this. I do feel like the value will decrease. I don't think it's gonna decrease by a crazy margin, but when you have that much money, 20,000 can be a crazy margin. Um, uh, and I do think that people who buy the resale, I still think that they're customers because even if you're buying a Jordan at resale price, does that not make you a Jordan customer? I don't really think so, but I can see where people are coming from, where they say that you're not a customer because you're buying resale price. But if you're buying the resale price that's more expensive than retail, then you're actually adding more value to the brand than what the retail customer is adding. So you could argue that you're more of a customer. But like I said, I see both sides of it. Um, I see both sides of it. Will you be getting one of these AP watches?
Yes, sir.
What
I
color?
already told. I like the red joint.
Okay.
Um, I do like it's like the sky blue one. I
Yeah.
wish I had all the colors. I do like the
I'm about to pull them up right now.
okay, let me
Someone made a
what
great
you pulled them up on?
comparison.
To
Uh,
what, G-Shocks?
nah, well, I did see that comparison too, but no, someone made a great comparison to the cover of CLB and the watches. Like the color schemes almost match like perfectly. I just thought that was funny and interesting. I'm trying to
But okay,
find
I
it.
got somewhat of the colors. I'm gonna try to send it to you. I went on Twitter.
Yeah. I think I have bookmarked them. I guess I did.
But I like the white, the black, navy blue, sky blue. I do like the orange joint, the red, and
That's
I
the
like
one
the
I like
tan
the
and the brown.
most.
Which one, the red?
I like that red. Yeah, that red is hard.
Yeah.
I like the red.
That navy blue is hard too.
That navy blue is tough. That navy blue is tough. I like the deep red though, and then I like the vibrant purple. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I just with those other color watches, I'm like, I ain't got no fit to be like,
yeah.
yeah.
I think if I would get one, I would probably get the black. Um, but
But
yeah,
you don't sleep on that tan and that brown one too, though.
nah, that tan and the brown. Hey, the brown one would be my next choice. That brown one is hard.
Yeah.
I like the brown more than the tan. I think I would, if I can't get the black, I would go for the brown. And if I can't get the brown, then I would go for the red. But of course, I could only wear it when I would have something that makes sense. But um, yeah, nah,
And
these
then
were
now
tough though.
the orange is tough too.
The
I really
orange
do like the
is
orange too.
the orange is tough, but I wish they would have made it a bit brighter. I feel like it's kind of
Yeah,
like a burnt orange. Like if I'm gonna wear orange, I
almost.
want
Yeah,
my shit like bright orange, you know?
yeah.
Because orange is my favorite color. I love orange, but
I thought so. I thought so.
yeah. Um, but yeah. I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit, see your takes on it. I know it's a bit different from what we talk about on here, but I seen the conversation going around a lot right now. It's trending. So yeah, I just wanted to hear your takes on it. I completely agree with your takes, by the way. It's not that I don't see your side of it, because I definitely see your side. Um, but I can also sort of see their side. Like I said, I can't really see their side because I don't have hundreds of thousands in watches. You know what I'm saying? I don't have
Right.
millions in fucking a watch collection. Um, but yeah. Um, now we can get into what you probably I was going to get into. And that is, of course, Iceman. We are 3 days away. Iceman, 3 days away, and there's a
Heard
lot of shenanigans going on. A lot of
a lot.
shenanigans.
Yeah, a lot of hokey poke going
A
on.
lot of hokey poke. Let's start off with a positive, though. Did you see how excited Jared McCain was last night?
No, I
he
didn't see that. I didn't see
he at the end of the game after sweeping the Lakers.
I turned that shit off as soon as the game ended.
Yeah. After sweeping the Lakers, though, they were all on the court dapping each other up, and then he turns to Jay Will, and he's like, "We only have 3 more days until Iceman," and you can just see how excited he was, and yeah, man, I love that. I completely forgot about the whole Drake and LeBron thing, and then the whole Shai and LeBron, and now they got Jared McCain, who's a heavy Drake fan too.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
And
and
now
then and then yeah,
he probably getting some leaked songs from Shay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's probably why he's so excited.
Hey,
But then another Canadian was also in the building. Uh,
Dylan Brooks,
Dylan
the
Brooks.
villain.
Hey man, you know what? People can say what they want about that man. I want that man's jersey, bro. I,
I fuck with them. No, I fuck with him hard.
the more time goes on, the more I fuck with him. Like, how great is that for a player not in the playoffs who got eliminated to come and hate watch to come and hate watch the
on
player
both
he hates the
teams.
most. On both
On both
teams.
teams.
On both teams. Hate watching on both teams, came in the game, iced out, made sure everyone can see him. I love it, man. I love it. This type of energy is what the league needs. Like this is fun.
Yeah.
Like some people will call it corny, or some people will say, "Oh, you're out of
Nah,
the playoffs. How are you coming to the?" But dude, this is fun, bro.
bro.
This is what the
Yeah,
league
this is
needs.
it's fun and it's not hurting nobody.
It's
You
not.
know,
It's not hurting nobody.
and then like everything stays on the floor for the most part. Like, ain't no like real disrespectful, but like he playing his role. He's the villain.
Yeah.
He
I
the
love it,
villain.
man. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna get me a Dylan Brooks jersey as soon as I can.
I'm
But
gonna have to wait till he go to a different team. But yeah.
but back to the shenanigans. Oh man. Do you
I
want to
mean,
start
let's
this
start it
off?
off with yeah, Kendrick Lamar yesterday, I believe, for some reason, his Gen X is not like us, and a few other things disappeared,
Yep.
randomly disappeared
Mhm.
from Spotify, Apple Music, and got re-uploaded. Got re-uploaded, and nobody could figure out why, what's the reason, or anything like that. And I'm not sure if anything really changed, like with cover art or anything. I haven't seen anything,
Yeah.
and it's just so surprising that 4 days before Iceman comes out, that your albums randomly disappear and then pop back up.
See a tweet from someone within the label, and they said they know what happened, and trust me, it's not anything close to what you're thinking of. It's actually very boring and nothing exciting. Now, I don't know how
Mm.
true that statement is, but I do want to just talk about the media for a second. Well, not the media. I want to talk about specifically the Breakfast Club. Do we know who runs the Breakfast Club? Who writes their
Art
checks?
Media, who
iHeartMedia.
is, I believe, owned, co-owned, something like that by Rock Nation, I believe.
By Rock Nation, and Rock Nation is tied to Jay Z. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I got this all right because the
Mm.
Breakfast Club went on their show this morning and immediately tied all the stuff that's happening with Kendrick's album. They immediately tied it to Drake. And it's just
Mm.
like, are we gonna have any objectivity anymore, or are we just gonna be blatantly biased? I thought they were supposed to be somewhat journalists, somewhat of a unbiased radio show. And it's like every time you ask them, they always say, "Oh no, we love this and we yada 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 yada." But every time something comes around, you only speak against Drake, right? So
Mhm.
what they had to say was they said, if this is Drake or if this is a Drake fan, you know you're only adding fuel to the flame, right? Like you're only reminding people of not like us and da 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 da. Not one time, not one time did they dare to mention if Kendrick's team did it or if something on Kendrick's side happened. Not one time did they mention that. And it's just like, it is just so
What
gross.
what
Like,
their point? What was their point?
so they were saying that because Charlemagne was saying that he saw somewhere online, I didn't see this anywhere online, So I don't know where Charlemagne was getting his information from, but he said he saw somewhere online that it was Drake fans who
Oh
hacked not
wow.
only Apple, but they hacked Apple, Spotify, Vital, and YouTube to get these videos taken down. And he says now he does say that this is what he says. He says, now, I'm not saying it's them. I'm not saying it is. But if it is them, then they should know they're only, basically, he said they're only adding fuel to the fire. Like, they're only reminding people of Kendrick Lamar. Like, this should be all about Drake and not Kendrick Lamar. And it's just so crazy how they're trying to switch the perspective of everything that happened. Like, let's let's take a moment to not
Yeah.
forget Kendrick Lamar has always been the guy to get something popping off of a crazy reaction. Either it's dissing Drake or it's dissing this person or it's the control verse that dissed everybody. This is what he does, right? So
Hmm.
for y'all to try and switch the perspective like it's Drake trying to get hype off of Kendrick is just crazy to me.
Yeah, ludicrous.
To try and say, oh, y'all should only be focused on Drake. We are. We are.
Yeah.
We
Nobody's
don't.
thinking about Kendrick.
Nobody's thinking about Kendrick. We don't want to see no round two.
All
We're
his songs that
only
fell off the top 100 list.
fast, by the way, fast. They free fall down that bitch. And it's just so disgusting how one of the biggest spaces in media, it just has such a hard bias against Drake that it just almost, it's like it's like the line you always say, across the street.
Yeah,
uh
white van parked across the street, real subtle guys.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's the classic. It's the classic throw the stone, hide your hand.
Yeah,
It's you think it's Drake who's trying to take this, our Drake fans trying to take his music off, and it's bringing relevancy to Kendrick, but you don't think it's Kendrick trying to bring relevance back to his name.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it's the
It's
classic baby switch.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like, and it's like, even if you did say what you said about the whole, you think it's Drake fans or you think it's Drake himself doing it, right? Because they also mentioned that Drake could have paid someone to do it, right? Which is just crazy how they talk about this man's name. Crazy. Now that's one thing, but for you to not even mention, to not even have the thought of a possibility that someone on Kendrick's team did it. Now, mind you, if they were to even say it like that, they would never say Kendrick paid someone to do it, or they would never say anything like that. They would say, "Oh, the label." Right? they
Oh
would.
yeah,
They
Daddy
would.
Jay Z, Daddy Jay
They.
Z ain't
They
having
would.
that.
Bruh, it's so disgusting, and I just want as much people to see this as possible because I don't know. I feel like we do a good job at staying objective. Yes, we are fans of Drake, but I don't feel like we hold like, I don't think we've said anything like terrible about Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I feel like what's fair should be fair, and it should be fair across the board. Like, if you're gonna say it about that man, make sure you mention the possibility that it could be this man too, especially when y'all are
And
the
we
biggest space in media.
and what we understand with Charlemagne, he's biased as hell anyway, and has his own rights against Drake.
Yeah,
So it's nothing he says as far as regarding Drake is gonna be fair.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And you know what? I'm not even necessarily talking about him because you are right. He has always been a Drake hater. And you know what? Gotta respect the game. He's been hating Drake since day one. So you gotta respect the consistency at least. But
yeah,
but for the others, like DJ Envy and the two girls they got on there, like
Lauren LaRosa.
yeah, it's like y'all don't even have a voice. It's like whatever Charlemagne says goes. Whatever Jay
I
Z
mean, yeah.
tells Charlemagne goes, and y'all don't have no type of word against it, and y'all don't have like it's just so disgusting.
I mean, we understand who runs that show. It's
Yeah,
Charlemagne's show. If
yeah.
whatever he says, it's gonna go. So
Whatever he says goes, and there's no pushback. At least on the button pod, we get some pushback from Ish. You know what I'm saying? At
you do have
least,
objectional views, and
yes,
it's a lot of the people on the cast have different points of view, so you
yes,
can respect that.
yes, yes. That I can respect. Um, but yeah, man. As far as what actually happened, though, I have no clue. Um, and there really hasn't been anything to really suggest that it was anything other than just a glitch. Could it have been someone on Kendrick's side? Absolutely. Could this be Kendrick's team?
What did
Um,
you didn't elaborate on what the person from his team said it was?
well, that
I don't
wasn't
believe.
someone from his team. It was someone that was like within the label. And that's all they said about it. All they said was is that they know what happened and trust me, it's nothing exciting.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
nothing what you're thinking of. It's something very boring. I think I have it bookmarked actually. Hold on. His name is Brian Zysuk. He's oh, I'm sorry. Maybe he's not someone within the label, but he's the co-founder of Audio Mac, and he's a partner with DJ Booth. Audio Mac is huge too. He has 51K followers. I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong. Brian Zysuk or something along those lines. He said, "Yes, I know why. No, I can't talk about it. It's not remotely interesting or exciting. The music should be live again." And this happened before, of course, it was live. But
If it's boring and there's nothing, then why can't you talk about it? But
yeah,
it,
what I
yeah.
mean, it could be NDAs tied to it. Is but I mean, I haven't really gone through this guy's page, but I mean, I know Audio Mac is a big platform, so I'm sure. Uh, I mean, I really don't know. That's all we got from him. Um, that's really all we got from him. So I'm not really sure how to take it. Um, Could it have been someone on Kendrick's side deleting, re-uploading? Maybe, possibly. Maybe to get Kendrick's name kind of circling before Iceman comes out. Possibly. Maybe to remind everyone. Possibly, right? Um, could it have been someone from Drake's team? Possibly. I don't see the reason for it whatsoever. But anything's possible. Um, and then as far as it not being anything, yeah, it could have not been anything. But I think 3 days away from the album though is definitely a bit suspicious.
Yeah, no, it's suspicious. I mean, he's up to something. We know he's up to something. So
Other than that, though, we are going to go ahead and end this off and wrap this up. Don't forget to make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Make sure you also check out episode 2 that is fully uploaded. And like I said, we have cash prizes, we have some giveaways. So make sure you watch episode 2 to get more info on the giveaways and everything that we're doing around that. Other than that, it has been a great time with you, Kenny, as always. I think we're really starting to get more into the motion of this. I think every time we do it, it's just increasingly the vibes are just getting better and better and better and better and better. The conversations are getting better. The arguments are getting more ferocious. And overall, I'm liking our direction. Um, Other than that, yeah. Make sure y'all, like I said, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell so that you get notified on every time we drop an episode. Make sure you share this with your family. Make sure you share it with who, if you know a Kendrick fan and might have some different opinions, or if you know someone who has different opinions on AP watches, or if you know a Laker fan that might have some different opinions with me, or if you know some OKC fans that might have something to say against Kenny, make sure you plug it into them. Make sure y'all share. Make sure y'all conversate. And other than that, we made this space just for everyone to have a good time and to kind of get away from the real world for a bit and just take a day with us. Take a day with one of our regular phone calls. Other than that, that will be all from me. Kenny, would you like to leave the people with anything?
I just would like, for all the dogs out here, we'll give a big bow wow. Whoa, 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 whoa,
Yes,
whoa.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dog will be back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And with that being said, I'm out of here.